Hello, everyone, and welcome to GodSaw's Turnbuckle, the wrestling podcast. I am running over here on YouTube.com at this time, and we are here with predictions for Elimination Chamber, and that is coming up tomorrow. I am filming this on a Saturday night. Hopefully, this will come out either later Saturday night or early Sunday morning, but we'll get right into it. I'm not going to try to lengthen this by any stretch of the imagination. We're going to go ahead and start with a match that got just added on Friday night. It is going to be Drew Gulak going up against Daniel Bryan. And you know what? On this one? I'm actually going with Drew Gulak. I feel like this may just be the start of their storyline. I think this just may be the start of their storyline at this point in time. And Drew Gulak would need to win this match in order to continue on with that portion of it, whether he exploits something or anything like this. Based off the promo that they did on Friday night, you kind of get that feeling that maybe they're going to put Drew Gulak over in this particular match. So I'm going to go with Drew Gulak. Up next, we've got Andrade going up against Humberto Carrillo for the United States title. They've been doing this match a lot, and I don't know when or where they're going to put that title on Humberto, if they are even going to do so at any point in time. It feels like that they're trying to push him to be a bigger star because he's getting these matches, but do they have the confidence of putting that title on him? I don't think it's going to be the case on this particular one. I'm going to go with Andrade on this match, and for him to keep the United States title and win the match. Up next, we've got the Street Profits going up against Seth Rollins and Murphy. Street Profits just won the tag team titles on Monday night. It is one of those things where you feel like that they wouldn't change those titles so quickly, but they could do that in this particular case. I'm not necessarily going to go with that on this particular one, because I think they're going to be switching Murphy and Seth Rollins into different types of programs for the foreseeable future, and maybe the AOP will take their place in the terms of that stable. So I'm going to go with the Street Profits picking up the victory and keeping those tag team titles. Up next, we have Aleister Black going up against AJ Styles in a no disqualification match. Again, I feel like this is going to be something where they put Aleister Black over in this particular one, and they will continue on to the storyline for AJ Styles for WrestleMania, which you have a feeling it's going to be The Undertaker. I feel like we're going to see something with that, whether it's a full-on appearance or some kind of distraction or something on that particular side. So I'm going to go with Aleister Black picking up the victory and going over in this particular match. Up next, we have our first of two Elimination Chamber matches. It is going to be for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. It is Heavy Machinery going up against John Morrison and The Miz, Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode, The New Day, The Usos, and I am going to space out on the other one at this point in time. Oh yes, the Lucha House Party. Sorry, I did space out on there for a brief moment, but it's going to be Lucha House Party inside of there. The last time on the male side, we only had two matches with the tag team titles on the line. You had one back in 2015, and you had one last year that introduced the women's tag team titles. The one last year was actually pretty good. I thought it was a very enjoyable match. The first one that they did back in 2015 wasn't so good. So it's 1-1 on not being very good. And well, I mean, that show in general wasn't all that great to begin with, because the other Elimination Chamber match on that one as well, and one that was pretty good. I feel like this one could be pretty good in there, especially with the aspect of the Usos in the New Day. Lucha House Party, who was in that, well, at least Kalisto was the Lucha Dragons at the time when it was with him and Sin Cara, were in that original match. They're in there. They could probably potentially do something very potentially acrobatic to go in that on that one. I think it's going to be Gran Metalik and Lince Dorado. Morrison and Miz, both of them have done Elimination Chamber matches in the past, so they kind of know what to do there. Same with Dolph Ziggler in there. It'll be interesting to see the dynamic that you see with Bobby Roode, or Robert Roode, sorry, and Dolph Ziggler against Heavy Machinery, especially with the whole aspect of the Otis the Otis, Dolph Ziggler, Mandy Rose storyline. With that being said, a lot of people would say that cancels those two teams out. I don't think that's the case. I'm going to go out on a limb on this one. I don't know why I'm going to go out on a limb on this one, but I'm going to pick Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode to win the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Yes, I know Morrison and Miz just got them, but I mean, if you take a look at it, the most over thing on SmackDown at this point, at least in the terms of storyline wise, is Otis and Heavy Machinery and the whole thing with Mandy Rose and Dolph Ziggler. So why not get those tag titles into that situation and maybe continue that into WrestleMania to go along with it? I don't know. That's kind of fancy booking on that one. I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say that Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler win this Elimination Chamber match. Up next, we've got the 3-on-1 handicap match. It is going to be for the Intercontinental title as well. It is going to be Braun Strowman going up on the other side will be Shinsuke Nakamura, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn. Braun's going to win this. I feel like they're going to just have Braun win this match and be done with it from there to go along with it. It's not too much that you can really go with on that particular one. So I'm going to go with Braun in this one, and I'm going to say Sami Zayn takes the pinfall in this match. Up next, we have the Women's Elimination Chamber match, which will more than likely main event the show. It's at least the match that's been built up the most, and the one that makes the most sense of ending this particular show. Is going to be Shayna Baszler going up against Asuka, going up against Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, and Natalya. I mean, I think we all know who's going to end up winning this match in the end, or at least the one that makes the most sense, unless, of course, they decide to really change plans going into WrestleMania. And Becky Lynch is still considered a marquee star on that particular side, so it makes the most sense for it to be Shayna Baszler. And that's who I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick Shayna Baszler to win this match. I know there's those reports that Vince McMahon is souring on her already based off of the match on Monday Night Raw, everything to go along with that. But I don't think that changes the plan for this particular show. It may change plans for WrestleMania. I don't know on that particular one. But in this case, I'm going to pick Shayna Baszler to go over and win this Elimination Chamber match and goes on to WrestleMania to face up against Becky Lynch. Should be an interesting show on how it decides to go with, especially with the factors of the whole, the whole factors of Super Showdown just recently happening, everything on that side. And then they're off to another pay-per-view to go along with it. So with that being said, that's all the predictions I have at this time. That's all the matches that have really been announced at this point in time as well. It'll be interesting to see if they have any other type of segments or anything to go about that, or matches that they'll just announce on Sunday for maybe any reason at that point in time. But with that being said, if you like the content that you heard, that you've been hearing today, go ahead and give it a like, share, subscribe. Anything you can do to support the channel will be greatly appreciated at the time. And with that being said, take care, peace out, and have a great rest of your day.